India is gearing up for the biggest event that it has hosted in many years. Karnataka is all set to host Global Investors Meet, the biggest of its kind summit that is happening in Karnataka. And I have with us the man of the moment, Chief Minister of Karnataka, Shri Basavaraj Bommai is with us, exclusively speaking to Times Network. Sir, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
And congratulations, this seems to be the biggest event that India has hosted, especially post-COVID.
Yeah.
And everybody is excited. What I want to understand is, what was your vision when you conceived Global Investors Meet? Because we have seen many summits happening in India where states try to portray their business-friendly image or attract investments. But GIM has already moved to a different level altogether.
You're absolutely right. The earlier GIMs were just showcasing the states and ease of doing business. But this time, especially post-COVID, the world scenario has changed as far as economics and industries are concerned. At one time, the manufacturing dominated countries have now really stopped manufacturing in so many sectors. And the so-called dominant countries like China and all are also now finding a stiff competition. And the world is very, very careful in choosing the countries where they have to get their supplies. Post-COVID, the entire things have changed. In that scenario, India will be mostly benefited, and more so Karnataka. And success of Karnataka is very important for the success of India, Bharat. For simple reason is, we are hosting this gym on the position of our strength of technology. We have got a very niche technology here, and we have got the highest number of R&D. No city or no state can boast of. And then we have got niche areas like aerospace, defense, artificial intelligence. And then of course we have got a very strong IT-BT base here. And of course, we are one of the pioneers in manufacturing for last 5 decades, not only now. So we have got a very strong manufacturing base. To add up to this, we have got a very, very strong, skilled manpower. And all this makes up to be a very good opportunity for the people who want to invest and get the results as soon as possible. So Karnataka is one state which is bountiful by nature, natural resources, human resources, as well as technology. Hence, people love to come to Karnataka. The second factor is a cultural factor, where we have got a very cosmopolitan culture which no other state can boast of. And we are all peace-loving people, and we are very progressive thinking people. That's how Karnataka is the destination. To make this destination into an event where all the roads should lead to Bangalore. Hence, this Global Investors Meet is there based on our strength.
Also, I think, sir, what is reflecting in the theme itself of Global Investors Meet, Build for the World, that itself is a very visionary theme, and somewhere it resonates with the post-COVID scenario where world is trying to actively pursue China +1 policy. I think Karnataka would be best positioned, and it is almost at the core of India's efforts to be Atmanirbhar. So what is your vision? If you can elaborate on policies that you have in mind to put Karnataka in pole position.
See, it's a very high time now to think globally and scaling up. Hence, we have to have a vision where it will be Atmanirbhar, but ultimately to conquer the world. That's why build for the world. See, building for Karnataka is always there. Building for India is also there. But building for the world is a vision, a bigger dream. And of late it has been seen that we are able to do that. And it is nothing not very far-fetching idea. It is one idea where it is possible, and post-COVID, as you said, the international policy to have China plus one or whatever you call is really a right kind of opportunity for state of Karnataka, where already technology is there, people with skill are there. So only thing what we have to do is we have to conquer other niche areas, number one. Number two, we have to scale up our capabilities, and that's exactly what we are trying to do by saying build for the world.
Right. You have also just recently, in fact, promoted one of the biggest FMCG clusters in the state. There is a lot of focus on manufacturing, and I would say high-tech manufacturing when it comes to aerospace and defense. So what is your vision or roadmap for these core sectors?
See, as you mentioned, FMCG cluster, what we are going to have in Dharwad, it is one of the best opportunity for the people in FMCG manufacturing, because we are giving them one of the largest concessions nobody has ever given. The second one is regarding aerospace. Karnataka is already in aerospace map, thanks to HAL from last 5 decades. And then even in private sector, a lot of Indian manufacturing and multinational manufacturing are there. Just to elaborate, in fact, we have got companies manufacturing all the spares for a aircraft, all the space, including engine. It is somebody has to come and just assemble it. So we are looking for a international aircraft company to put up their shop here. To that extent, aerospace has been very well established in Karnataka. Similarly, in defense also, we have got large presence of defense establishments here, both Army, Navy and aerospace, as well as 60% of our manufacturing, including DRDO, what we have, is now manufactured in India, thanks to our Prime Minister for calling Atmanirbhar in defense also. So our Prime Minister Narendra Modi vision to have Atmanirbhar. For example, HAL is manufacturing the helicopter here, completely Atmanirbhar on Narendra Modi's lines. So there is a lot of activity here. Hence, the niche areas like aerospace, defense, and including artificial intelligence, including semiconductors. So already we have got a very strong platform here. We are just building on it.
Right. Sir, you mentioned about aerospace hub, and I mean, obviously I'm aware that a lot of global giants in aerospace and defense manufacturing are part of the GIM delegation. What is your expectation in terms of the breakthrough agreements or the MOUs, because it is expected that this is going to be one of the biggest investors summit held ever by a state in last 10-15 years?
I want to identify two different approaches what we are having in this team. One is we are not just signing MOUs. MOU is just an intent.
Correct.
So we need more than the intent. So we are expecting more than 5.5 lakh crores of investment. It might cross 6 also, the way it is going on. But more importantly, out of that, more than 3.5 lakhs, already they have signed MOU about 3 months back, 4 months back. And then they have placed their applications, identifying land, technology, everything. And there is something called state level, high level committee to clear. We have cleared the projects. We are one step ahead. And we are going to showcase it tomorrow. We are giving them a certificate of investment. That means we have approved your project. It is not just MOU without any. They have given us documents, we have verified, we have given them go ahead, and so that it takes off immediately. That is number one. Number two, we are trying to get the investment in niche areas. The regular sectors which are going to come, it will come, but I personally is pushing for niche areas like renewable energy, manufacturing of hydrogen fuels, manufacturing of ammonia. These are all totally something which is very, very new agenda on the anvil as far as energy sector is concerned. Second thing is, we are, of course, as I mentioned earlier, we are coming out with aerospace in a big way and defense in a big way, and of course semiconductor, we have signed a MOU already. Therefore, all the niche areas, I am very keen to get them in my state. So one is a quality, one is a new area. Second is a proactiveness of the state to clear, not just stopping at MOU, going beyond MOU and beyond approvals.
That's a very interesting point you mentioned, and in fact that was my follow-up question, but I'll ask it nevertheless. You know, critics and opposition always has this argument that all these summits have a lot of announcements and a lot of MOUs are declared, but the ground level implementation is almost 1/10 sometimes, or even lesser, and it's very slow. You have already partially answered that. Second is unemployment. You know, they keep coming up with these numbers all the time. What is your answer to them? Because if so many projects are going to take off in the state, obviously it will have impact, one on the employment, and second is on the overall growth prospects. So what is your answer?
See, whenever some enterprises come and do the investment, we have to take care of two E's. One is boost to the economy, one is economy, another is employment. So they have to satisfy these two E's. I don't declare that all the industries will satisfy these two. There are some industries where they generate lot of employment, but very little economic growth. But there are some industries where economic growth is huge, but the employment is not to the extent which we expect because of the automation and other things. So we have to have a fine balance. As far as employment is concerned, that's our topest priority, because the game changer is employment. It is not only creating wealth for a few people who invest, it is creating wealth to the masses. And I believe that bottom of the pyramid is the key game changer. They are the movers and shakers of economy. And whenever they get opportunity and when they become stakeholders and when their economy improves, the whole ecosystem of economic activity changes. Therefore, I have come out with employment policy. The employment policy is first of its kind in the country. We have industry policies, incentive policy, everything, but nobody has employment policy. I am giving over and above than the capital incentives. I am giving a special incentives those who generate employment. We have made different slabs, and first time my employment policy is in place. So the industry which gives more employment will be more incentivized. That is the whole thing. And we are trying to bring industries with the employment potential, and I am giving priority in clearance, in getting them land, in getting them all facilities. We are doing a larger hand holding for the industries, for the enterprises which are employment generating. And we have identified certain sectors also. So we have, for example, you will be surprised that highest number of garments and garment exports are there from Karnataka. A large number of units. Large number of people are employed. Now those industries are moving beyond Bangalore. They are going up north and remote places in a huge number. That's why we are getting almost 4 textile parks, big textile parks done in the state. That will generate a lot of employees. FMCG, we are anticipating 1 lakh employment from FMCG and minimum 10 lakhs from this textiles and garments. And even in ITBT, you'll be surprised that ITBT is generating 3 lakh jobs every year in Karnataka. So we have identified the areas, number one, and then we are incentivizing them for this thing. And we are also thinking of welfare of the people who work. so that they give the output will be much more than the national averages. So we are very progressive state in that aspect also. So human development is always our focus in all the activities what we do. And as I said, economy and employment has to go together.
It's a very interesting point that you made, because we have also observed that states come out with different policies, but employment policy is a very interesting factor. Now, one more thing which is linked to it and can actually have a very positive impact on employment is the infrastructure development. And I have seen the pace at which infrastructure development is happening under your leadership. So what is your vision? Where do you see the infrastructure of Karnataka going? Because that happens to be a common bottleneck across the country.
No, that's right. But thanks to once again our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, his Gati Shakti projects, wherein we develop the ports, and we'll not just develop the ports, we will link them to the hinterlands. So logistic policy of Government of India to link the ports to hinterlands, it's doing in a big way. And in Karnataka this year we are investing a lot of port development and linking them to the hinterlands. The second one is the roads, which we have taken up. 6,500 kilometers of national highways being built up in Karnataka. It's a large number. And we are building our state highways also equally. Almost 2,000 kilometers of state highway we are building them. Apart from this, we have a land bank of more than 50,000 acres, which is already ready for industrialization. And of course, the other infrastructure like power, water, it's a continuous process. We are trying to make it, and we are a power surplus state. So with all these things, infrastructure will be in place, and I assure all the investors that there will be no shortcomings as far as infrastructure is concerned, providing to all these industries which are going to come and invest.
Also, one interesting thing that I noticed about Global Investors Meet, if we come back to that topic, are the 4 pillars on which the entire summit is being mounted: innovation, resilience, equity and sustainability. You have already spoken about sustainability. So were these pillars consciously kept in mind while you were thinking about Global Investors Meet? Because these are actually the interlinked and sort of a requirement of the future also from growth point of view.
See, as far as I am concerned, Invest Karnataka Global Investors Meet, I see a net organic result of our organic growth is happening in the state. All this innovation, sustainability, resilient, these are all part of our industrial policy, industrial culture. It's an ongoing process. It is not like one-stop work. It is going to be continuous. And we want to, ultimately, the Global Investor Meet should have all these ingredients so that they will be part of our system for a long time. We are looking for a long-term partners, not just one-time investors. We have seen a lot of investors coming here with lot of enthusiasm, and ultimately they fail and fail the state also and go back. So we don't. We are very serious about it. That's why we are looking into sustainability, resilience as well as innovation. And as far as innovation is concerned, once again, Karnataka is the first state to have a R&D policy. No state has R&D policy. The R&D policy is one of the beautiful R&D policy where we recognize any kind of research or a development right from garage to the highest institutions. And we are going to link the inter-institutional interactions and see that the entire R&D is enhanced. There will be no repetition. The strengths of different institutions, strength of different individuals are honed up for a very high level R&D. And we have got 400 R&D centers with niche areas, international R&D centers here. No city in the world, not in the country, no city in the world can boast of this. Right from genomatics to the aerospace we have. So broad spectrum of R&D is going on. Daily more than 10,000 engineers from different countries land up in Bangalore. That's how big the activity is. Hence innovation is always a part. That's why the Niti Aayog has been ranking us number one innovation state for last 3 years. So this is how our culture is, and all these pillars are part of our culture, and we want to strengthen them. And the gym is the net effect of this culture and organic growth.
Right. Sir, under your leadership, Karnataka and Bangalore are already a global brand because of the sheer intelligence that it brings on the global stage. Since India also aspires to be the engine of global growth, at some point, can we expect a summit like Global Investors Meet or any other summit that Karnataka would host in the future to actually go ahead and rival something like Davos, because people keep talking about it and the global economic order has changed. It's all shifting towards Asia. So what is your vision for that?
Last year I was in Davos.
That's why I asked you, because there was a lot of excitement in Davos about Karnataka.
Yeah, there was a lot of excitement, a lot of responses. I talked to few leaders who are responsible for World Economic Summit every year. I mean, every 5 years. I talked to them, and the way the things are happening there and slowing down everything, and Europe itself is coming down. What I said is, this summit was there, started from holidaying of CEOs.
Correct.
Then it converted. Now it is not just a holiday; it's a serious matter.
Correct.
So I said, this whole thing, the structure should be not rigid. It should be very, very flexible. And the summit should move on in different parts of the world every year, so that it really becomes World Summit. Otherwise, it's a World Limited Summit. So, break the shackles. And I said, they will be having Indian World Economic Summit in Bombay once in 2 years. I said, you please bring World Economic Summit itself to Bangalore. I'll host it. And I offered them to host it, so that the international scenario will be there in Bangalore. It can inspire a lot of other states in the country, and the international trade community will be also be inspired by what are the achievements what we have in and around Bangalore and in the country. So it's a win-win situation. This I have spoken to one of the main people who are responsible for World Bank Summit. Let's see.
How soon can we see that happening? Yeah.
I have been pursuing, and probably I might go in the month of January once again. Then I'll pursue it.
Right, absolutely. Sir, one last question, not even a question, but what would be your message to people who are attending? Because I believe more than 10,000 delegates across the globe are flying into Bangalore. The city is completely plastered with GIM, colors everywhere. What would be your message to them?
Please come, feel at home. We have got a cosmopolitan culture. We have got a best of climatic conditions in Bangalore. Enjoy that. Come, see, invest, prosper, and make the state also prosper. You will find a very, very proactive partner in Government of Karnataka. We will not only do the hand-holding, we will not only walk step by step with you, we will work shoulder to shoulder with you. It will be a very, very pleasurable experiment for you. And I am sure once you come and if you start doing a serious business, you will be coming again and again. We welcome you every time you come. That's my message.
Well, on that note, sir, thank you so much for joining us, and wish you all the luck for Global Investors Meet.
Thank you.
We are going to be there. Thank you so much, sir. Namaskar.